ISUPK.
Give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So then you said that they put millions of my houses. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right. That's right.
Was never expected to grow. Just obstacle sat in the road.
Shalom, this is Preaching Officer Malak, the ISUPK Undercommander Juniana, and I'm here with
Monica, Melanie,
Randall, Monica, and Melanie. Okay? We just wanted y'all to just kind of surmise what y'all understand is happening in the Middle East right now with Israel and Palestine.
do you want to start? So, I kind of have studied a lot of the history.
You say you kind of study a lot of history?
Of this history.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
In particular. So, I mean, Israel, back in the day, before Jesus, Palestinians and Arabs and Arabs and Jews were all, obviously related. Mm-hmm. Jesus came along, he was a Jew, kind of created Christianity, and then out of that kind of spawned, and then Islam came and settled part of the area. There was Israel, I don't really think existed at the time because there weren't nations or whatever. And then the British basically created Israel as to kind of get the Jews, give the Jews a safe haven out of Europe during the,
after the Holocaust.
And so it kind of segregated some of the people that were living there. They created Palestine for them, right? That's kind of the Muslims and Christians.
If I can pause you right there. You're doing so far. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
You said they created a place for the Palestinians. Before the United Kingdom, the UN, and the United States gave the Jewish people, Benjamin Netanyahu's people, the state of Israel before 1948, who was living there?
Who was living in Israel?
Yes, who was living in the land that they call Israel today?
The Palestinians.
And so when those people got there, what did they do to the Palestinians?
They kind of started settling their area.
Mm-hmm.
And
who settled that area?
Israel.
And what did they do to the Palestinians?
They pushed them
to the Gaza Strip.
Right.
And they've been occupying them ever since.
Mm-hmm.
And now, do you agree with what happened to the Israelis in response to Hamas? Do you agree with that attack?
The Hamas attacking the Israelis?
Yes, do you agree with that?
I don't agree with attacking innocents.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, it's been a fight that's been going on for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Israel obviously has a lot more weapons, has a lot more money behind it, has a lot more, has a very organized and structured military. And so the Palestinians are just at a huge disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been under occupation for a long time.
Say that part again?
They've been under occupation for a long time.
So does that validate their attack on Israel?
Well, if you live under that for a long time,
you can understand. You can empathize with the Palestinians.
Exactly.
Just like with the anybody else can speak.
I don't think it validates the attack, but I do think that the conditions, the living conditions, create sort of that.
Yes, ma'am.
That mindset. Like if you have a lack of economic opportunity,
right.
if you
and
have
you're trapped in an outdoor prison,
right? Like I think that's not ideal, right? And that could, it's a breeding ground, I think, for terrorists.
Right.
And so, yeah, I don't agree with attacking innocents. And I'm really sad that now there's like another big war. But I mean, this has been like
80 years now.
Yeah, it's been so.
One-sided for 80 years. Don't forget that part is that the Israelis have been attacking the Palestinians as they've been occupying them for over 80 years. So when I say was the attack validated or warranted, meaning does that constitute for self-defense?
Yeah.
It would constitute for, you would agree with that? Mm-hmm. I'll give her a hand for that. Now, this is what I want to ask in response to that, because it seems like everybody can either empathize and sympathize with the Israelis or the Palestinians. But are you familiar with a race of people in America that were here before Christopher Columbus, known as the North American Indians, the Arawak, the Chickasaw, the Choctaw, the Cherokee? They've been occupied for over 500 years, and ain't nobody said anything about it.
Right.
You can get the camera on them now, like, there's nobody that said, no, they don't have no defense, they have no military. At the least, the Palestinians have Iran, they have allies, they have people who are sending them funds in defense or to help them. They even have refuge in other countries now. Who is going to save the so-called North American Indian and the people of color that's been occupied here for over 500 years?
That's a very, I don't know. It's a tragic story. I mean, I've lived in New Mexico.
So you probably right down the street from a reservation.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing with the special that's about New Mexican Native Americans is that they're Pueblo, so they weren't actually moved off of there.
Yes.
But they were restricted. You know, their land was kind of parceled. But it's like, okay, they didn't have to move, but you know, like the Navajo were moved from Arizona through to, I guess, southern New Mexico, El Paso area, in attempts to basically get rid of them, kill them along the way.
And so what should happen to them? What should happen about their struggle and their conflict and occupation?
Yeah, well, they should.
Do they deserve justice just like the Palestinians and the Israelis?
So what are you saying, like repatriation, or what are your thoughts on like
justice? What would justice in your mind be? You tell me. You American, correct? What's the American way to get justice? You should know you're American. What happened after 9/11? Did George Bush say, well, we're going to love those Arabs, we're going to love the Taliban?
No, I don't want. Yeah,
they didn't do that.
Right. I don't want.
They got
violence.
justice.
I don't want violence.
They killed Saddam Hussein, and that was just. Today is Veterans Day. I'm a veteran. What America did, I applaud. I fought wars because that was justice. That's why I did that. When they got Osama bin Laden, that was just. That same justice should happen for the so-called North American Indians and the Negroes and the people who've been forgotten about in North, Central, and South America. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't that be American? That's just. That's American justice.
So what do you think should happen then?
What I think should happen is irrelevant. What we believe in our school is in the Bible. And we believe in biblical justice. And biblical justice is American law. It's called restitution, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. That comes from the Bible. That's the justice that every other nation seems to understand. That's why the Palestinians attacked Israel. That's why the Israelis occupy the Palestinians. That's why now Benjamin Netanyahu and his people can go out after those ex-Nazi soldiers from 110 years ago who are 80 and 90 and 100 years old, because everybody gets justice for their people. And everybody sympathizes. Right now in 71, they're having a protest for the Palestinians. Everybody can protest and sympathize, and they can help and understand the plight of every other race of people. But it seems like our race of people get lost. It doesn't seem like we get the same love and kindness and fairness and justice as everybody else. So the project is going around asking people of different nationalities, of different races, do they agree that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are owed the same justice as the Jewish people that Adolf Hitler murdered in the Holocaust, as the Israelis, and as the Palestinians? Do we deserve the same justice as everybody else?
So, I mean, as far as Hispanic, when you're including Hispanic, I mean, that's kind of complicated because that also includes Spain, who occupied Mexico and occupied.
Well, justice means justice for the people who were attacked by the Spaniards, the conquistadors, America, the British. Those races of people have been forgotten about. Right now, what is America doing to Mexican babies?
All the native indigenous populations
Yes,
across the world.
yes. The Aztecs, the Incas, the Arawak. There was an entire race of people that lived in that region before Christopher Columbus and the Spanish conquistadors came. And so now what happened to them? They're damn near wiped out. Like you said, many people don't know about the Pueblo Indians. They don't even know about them. But it's lost because no one cares. No one cares. They rewrite us out of history books. Nobody's there to protest on 71 for an incident that occurred for a period of 80 years. Our people have been oppressed for 500 plus years. And everybody seems to just turn a blind eye. Like it's nothing, like it's just another day. Like there was a lady, a Palestinian lady, who recently drove her car into a faction of our school, one of the branches in Indianapolis of the ISUPK. She said on the news, she saw this shield, and well, I just had to take my anger out. You can look this up on ABC, NBC, it's on all the news channels. And she drove her car into our school when a father and 3 of his kids were in there attacking our school, attacking us simply because of this shield here. because of the shield of David, the Magun Dawadah. She can't take 80 years of oppression and occupation, but we have to just sit and take 500 years of it.
So what was your school? Yeah, what's
The
your school?
ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And that news article just came, you can look it up on the news right now on your phone, you're gonna see it. A Palestinian terrorist drives her car into the ISUPK. It's over Fox, NBC, ABC. Her bond was just set, 3 days ago, to $500,000, $200,000, because she attacked it simply for seeing the shield. She's Palestinian, so do I understand her frustration? Yes, because I'm a black man in America. I'm North American Indian. I definitely understand her frustration. I know what it is to see Trayvon Martin be helpless. I know what it is to see 500 Mexican babies on the border and watch the Border Patrol agents pour out water so they could die of thirst. I know what it's like to be occupied. But it seems like everybody is empathetic when it happens to every other race, but not ours. So wouldn't you agree, all of you agree, that something should be done about the occupation of the so-called Negro and the North American Indian and the Hispanics? What would that look like, though? What would justice look like?
I mean, I'm anti-violence, I am.
I never said violence. What would justice look like in a perfect world to you? We want to be equal, right?
Same opportunities.
Say it again?
Same opportunities.
How will we get the same opportunities that your forefathers have had for 400 years?
Yeah, it's
How will we get it?
With money, I guess, like economic opportunity.
How will we gain it? We want to be equal.
Yeah.
How would you understand my pain? You being honest.
Yeah.
How would you understand our pain if you haven't been through what we've been through and suffered?
I mean, yeah, all I can do is empathize and educate.
can't.
So
myself.
you said what? Say it again.
You're right. Like we can't.
So how would you, in a perfect world, how would that justice look? It's right there. You want to say it. I never said violence, but how would you see that economic, how would you see the economic equality for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? How would you see it? What would have to happen?
Well, people would have to give stuff up.
Say it again.
People would have to give stuff
Give
up.
her a hand. If you own it, you got it. Right? People have to give stuff up. Stuff like what?
Land, money,
Resources.
resources.
Those things have to be given up. I never said a word about violence. We such a peaceful people, violence don't even cross our mind. Which is why we haven't attacked America the way the Palestinians have attacked Israel. They've only been suffering for 80 years. That's a quarter of what we've been suffering. We get high and go to church and praise God when we get attacked, when we get killed. When Dylan Stone Roof went to murder those 9 parishioners in that black church in South Carolina, did we attack the white Southerners of South Carolina? Did we? Did we attack the Ku Klux Klan even though we share the same religion with them? We go to church and we get high. That's what we do to cope with our suffering and our pain. Don't you believe that the resources, the land should be given back to the people it belongs to? Then you would understand what it feels like to be me, and I would understand what it feels like to be you. I would know what it feels like to have you in Oklahoma and in New Mexico. There were 60 to 100 million North American Indians that dwell this land. Now there's less than 5 million in between 2 states,
Well, Arizona has a good portion of it.
3 states, 4 states. Majority is where? In Oklahoma, because of the Trail of Tears led by your president, Andrew Jackson. Should not be able to feel what Andrew Jackson felt and lead your people to a small section of America and then occupy you for 500 years? Wouldn't that be equal?
Yeah, I guess
That's
so.
real equality, is it? Is it not? That's real equality. You now suffer what we've been suffering, and now we get to enjoy and live lavishly like you've been able to enjoy and live lavishly. Wouldn't you agree? We can go to your Major League Baseball museum. Like you come down here and see Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson. We would come down and we would be able to see Bryce Harper and give me some more white MLB players.
George Brett.
George Brett. We would be able to go to your MLB and then we'll be able to see, man, look at this. This used to be white people's. And now you in New Mexico forgotten about. Wouldn't that be just? Would it be just?
I don't know. I mean, like, do we just keep repeating the same stuff over and over again, or
Oh.
do we move on to it?
Because at some point it would end. Because remember, we are such a peaceful people. Don't you agree that this earth needs a new ruler over it? It needs a new landlord. Because the people who will rule it now, they have ruined it. They have marred America's beauty, marred the world's beauty, marred moon's beauty. There's people who went to the moon and said the eagle has landed, took moon dust, and now how much is it worth? Like $500 million?
I'm not sure on that.
There's nothing that the oppressor hasn't put their hand in and destroyed. The oceans, the rivers, everything's polluted. Bears are going extinct, tigers are going extinct, the rhinoceros are going extinct. Don't you agree there should be a new landlord, new overlords over this place? People who are kind and just. People who you walk into their church and murder 9 of their grandparents, and at your hearing, they're going to forgive you. They're going to say, well, we forgive you, Dylan Stormroof. We don't seek to do any harm to you. We forgive you for 500 years of slavery. We forgive you for the Ku Klux Klan. We forgive you for the lynchings of the Irish and the Italians on black soldiers coming home from war. We forgive you for that. We don't look to do any harm to you. Don't you agree those people should be ruling the earth? They're more nice, they're free, they're kind,
Well, they say
they're
power
merciful.
corrupts. And power corrupts. Absolutely.
I can't hear you say it
They say
again.
power corrupts.
Huh?
They say power corrupts.
Power corrupts?
Power corrupts.
Well, what did the North American Indian leaders who had power do to the white coats when they betrayed them to the British? Did they seek harm on them?
They scalped.
The white, the North American Indian leaders, not the actual bands of North America, not the Comanches, the leaders of the Comanches, the leaders of the Kiowa. What did they do when they were betrayed by the white coats to the British? Did they seek to inflict violence on the so-called oppressors that took their land? Did those leaders, did the power corrupt them?
I don't know.
You should definitely read up on the North American, and you should look up Red Cloud and Sitting Bull in them. Because once they were compromised, you know what they did? They performed in Western shows with those, with Bill and Cody. That's what they did. They gave up. They didn't seek violence to hurt you. You know what they wanted to do? Live in peace. So power obviously only corrupts a group of people, not everybody. Some people can get power and it don't corrupt them. Some races of people get power and they can do the right thing. Would you agree with that? You don't know?
I don't know.
No sweat, no sweat.
Well, I'm sorry, we have to go.
No sweat.
We had Derek's visiting from out of town. So
I
I'm trying to
understand.
take them around.
It was a good conversation.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all time.
All right.
Y'all have a
Thank
good day. Y'all
you.
take care.
All
right, thank you.
Take care. Thank you.
Exit made this. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it cautious. As if they make the wrong move it cautious. You see me, they like, ooh, chemo sabe. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, chemo sabe. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. So they like, damn, man, you